The players have gathered at the round table where they'll probe each other for clues to uncover the traitors. With $25 already in the pot, the stakes are high. Will the faithful unite and trust each other, or will the traitors' cunning ways keep them one step ahead? Players, tonight you'll vote to banish one player from the game, and anyone but Tina, Stick, or Anthony could go. A reminder that they also will not vote tonight, but will be able to be part of tonight's roundtable discussion. Faithful, it's time to be bold and strategic. Have you uncovered any crucial information? Make your case, present your evidence, and convince the group. The fate of the game hangs in the balance. Players, the floor is yours.
I'm gonna break the silence.
Scared.
There you go, Anthony.
I'll break the silence. So it's not that I'm gonna put a name forth, but I'm gonna tell you all something I learned today. Yesterday there was some chit chatter about, oh, that person asked a question and disappeared. And what we learned today was you could be pulled from a room, and it may be the most awkward time for you to be pulled from the room, but it doesn't mean you left the room.
Right.
So I'm just saying, in fairness to all players, it might not be the most sound decision to say that person's a traitor because they asked me a question, I answered, and all of a sudden they're gone. So I just want to share that.
Good point.
That's good. Thanks.
I would also like to maybe just tonight point out the fact that we have all of us here, we're putting in all of this time. And I understand that people have busy lives because I also miss episodes. However, if if you can't make time to actually do the episode, then maybe Brandon needs to get some votes tonight.
To be honest, not understand everything.
I know you love Brandon.
No, it's not even a love thing. I don't really believe that he could handle the role of being a traitor.
Mhm.
He's not here to handle it. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, on a personal level, I think it would be very difficult for him. And
Yes,
obviously,
we know you love
we want to target a traitor.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do the right thing, that's
I
all.
agree with Tina. I think I spoke to
Yeah.
him last night and he explained to me about being on the spectrum. I said this to other people today. It would be a very
True.
difficult thing for somebody on the spectrum to handle something like that and not give some kind of sign. It would be very, very difficult for him,
I agree.
I think.
He's
So
not here.
I understand. I understand. I agree with that. I do agree with that too. But at the same
And
argument,
don't get me wrong, I love Brandon. Okay. Just don't get me wrong. I love Brandon. I just want to contribute to the conversation before I go and
Yeah.
smoke a cigarette.
And
Now
I mean,
you guys need to start talking.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is a game, and whether I like somebody, love somebody, feel partial to somebody, that's beside the point. We're here to play a game, not to play favorites, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People who played last year, do you have any observations or, tips from what we should be looking for or anything like that?
It's down to me and you, Tina.
Watch out for the quiet ones because I noticed our traders last time
Mm-hmm.
tended to be the ones that hung back a lot and didn't vocalize a whole lot. They kind of just sat back and let the faithful destroy each other.
I agree.
So maybe kind of be aware of who's not really speaking up a lot or throwing names out or
Right.
sharing their opinion.
I told this to a couple of people, but somebody came to me and said, "Hey, you're being too quiet," or something like that. And so, um, I'm a counselor, and so like right before we started last night, I've got a kid that has just gotten caught in a sextortion scam. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like very awful. And so I'd just been processing that, so I kind of came in with a brain that was like fried. So I was quiet last night, but it's not because I'm a traitor. It's because my brain was like fried from dealing with that.
I appreciate you sharing that, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
for the
we all
record,
do.
Brad, I don't think you're a silent type. I mean,
Right. Brad, you explained that to me earlier. It's me that you Spoke to
Yeah,
that, and
I knew.
I totally get it, man, because that must have been a really hard thing to deal with.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like, yeah. I mean, you're trying to explain to a 14-year-old that these people are like in this across the world, or like it just sucks. So anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Trying
Yeah.
to keep them
100%.
from committing suicide is like, yeah. Back to the game. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be hard to turn that off when you leave work and just to leave work at work can be super hard, especially with a youngster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
anytime you're dealing
And
with kids.
sometimes, and sometimes we all got personal lives in our normal lives and stuff.
Absolutely.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
Right, we don't know what's going on once the cameras are off, in
Yeah.
our real lives and stuff.
For sure.
Does anyone else have any other suspicions? Because for me, I want to like, if I want to make sure that I hear from everyone so that, if I'm writing someone's name down, I don't want to write someone's name down that I haven't heard from at all at some capacity.
I think for me personally, it is really hard to like really hone in on a single person and be like, yeah, they for sure give me traitor vibes when realistically I've been, generally vibing with each one of you. So it's really hard for me to be like, yeah, this person for sure gives me sus because of X, Y, and Z. It's real early. That's how I feel about it personally.
Yep.
I would agree with you, Matt. Like the person that I picked tonight, it won't be anything that stands out. It's just something that needs to be done, I guess.
Yeah, I don't really have that much to go off of, but based off of the challenge last round, I feel like most of the people who stuck around would have really wanted the shield because they were worried about the murder. But I know like one traitor could have snuck in there potentially.
It's true. We haven't talked about that
Yeah.
yet.
Yep. Good point.
Very
Yeah,
technical.
that's something that we spoke about earlier. So if that's the case you're talking about yesterday's challenge,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So then that would be myself, Victoria. Who else had a shield yesterday?
I have a shield.
Okay.
Brad, Daniel, Victoria, Jonathan, and Adam had shields.
Well, it would make sense that a trader would try to possibly want to stick with a shield to hide, right?
I mean,
Well,
think about
absolutely.
for the traders, the more shields they win, the less protection the faithful have. So
Right.
there's
Mhm.
incentive for them to gun for it as well.
That's a great point.
Danielle in the US Traders, like she was taking the shield, then gave it up, taking it,
Oh,
then giving it
really?
up all in the same round.
You guys that played last season, was there ever a time like where, because everyone knew who had shields last night, but is there ever a time that the traders might not know who has shields? And so
If
that
it's
would
like,
be great.
yeah,
Did it happen
Um,
last time?
I know that there's opportunities when you get a shield, you choose not to tell the group, but I would think that the traders have to know so that they don't try to murder that person.
Well, I mean, on the
Yeah.
show,
I mean,
some
I would
people
think the
don't
host
know,
would.
and they do try to murder them, and they have a shield, and they can't kill them.
Yeah, that
Oh,
happens in the show, yeah.
do you get the opportunity then to murder somebody else, or is there just not a murder then?
No, there's just not a murder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's also the secret advantage that we don't know what that is, but
that's right.
all.
Oh yeah, does anybody want to
Fess
say
up.
who got the secret advantage?
Yeah, let's hear it. Come on.
Probably not.
Do
It
we
must
have
be
any
good.
ideas of what it could be?
What do you say, Daniel?
I think last time the secret advantage was you basically could save yourself and two other people from being murdered.
Ooh,
Oh
That's
God.
a good advantage.
But just because it was that last time,
doesn't
they'll
mean,
change
yeah,
all the
Yeah, it's
time.
likely to be different.
There's
absolutely.
only a few
Yeah,
people
different
here who
every
are
time.
eligible.
Mhm. I had a couple ideas. My first one was maybe since you like gave up a shield last time, maybe like you had the chance to get a shield and save yourself from banishment the next time. Or my other thing was I know like the seer power was like the final 6, 5 in the last season of the Traders.
Mm.
Maybe it has something to do with that. I know it's early still, but I don't know if it like is something that like, oh, you have if you make it to the final 6 or 5 or whatever. Um, those are my two ideas.
You know, a good one would be is if you have like a voter's block or something, and you can block what was voted and pick the person you really want on.
Right. Like a
Oh,
block
that
or an
would
extra
be
vote.
that'd be a lot of
That'd be a lot of power,
yeah, it would.
Yeah, it would.
right? That would be a super good one to have.
And change your vote.
Yeah.
I would think if you're safe from banishment, they would have to tell us. So I don't think that's the advantage. But
Yeah.
No, no, yeah, no, you're right there. But I mean, like, say everybody voted and then be like, oh, my special power is that I can veto this vote.
oh,
I want
oh,
somebody else gone. And then that person gets banished.
oh, wow.
Or
So
maybe
like,
like maybe they play it like once we have like our thingies up, maybe like the person has, oh hey, before we vote, like
wow.
or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe the
Well,
secret
it's like
power is that they can make one of Anthony, me, or Tina eligible to be voted out.
Oh.
Ooh,
That
damn.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, that's rough.
heck.
You don't know. It's Phil.
it is Phil.
I
True.
trust you. I trust
Kidnapping
you.
people and geez, you never know what he's gonna pull out of his hat.
Can we just all agree to write Ron's name down tonight and see what happens?
Yes.
I love
Oh
it. I
yeah,
love it.
I got you, friend. Hold on.
All right, faithfuls, we're running out of time. I
I
mean,
know.
you guys got to come up with a name. I can't vote tonight, so I'm leaving it all in your very capable hands.
Same.
I have a name, unfortunately. I'm not gonna say it, obviously, but I will at the round table. But
This
yeah.
is a round table, isn't it?
This is the round table, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is it.
Say
Wait,
it
wait,
now.
no,
So
I thought that Phil said we were to talk about it and then he was gonna talk and then we vote.
This is
say
what
it
we're
This is
now.
doing.
the round table.
Yeah.
Talking.
But you
Round
should
table.
you should like let the person defend themselves though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I'm not going first.
Ah,
time's ticking though.
Yeah.
How much time do we have?
And we don't want to be last season where they did not catch a single traitor. Like we need to fix that. So like if you have a suspicion of someone and like a valid reason, I mean like you should share it with the crowd.
We chased Jessica so hard, but then when it came to round table, everybody was afraid to vote for her for some reason. So that's why it's super important.
he had protection.
Yeah,
Sorry.
super important
But,
that
yeah.
if you have a question or an observation or anything, to share it with your other faithfuls so that, we can make the right choice.
Like
And I
you
think
literally have one chance. This is
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I can see where Melissa's coming from though, because if she goes first, then she puts
Oh
a
yeah,
name
it's
out there
super
that
awkward.
potentially make her a target. So I understand what she's saying, but
Absolutely.
I also agree with what you guys are saying that we need a name. Like if someone's got something.
Last thing we want to do is we don't want to vote out a faithful. So
Right.
Okay, I will go first. I'm taking the sacrifice. I am voting for Brad. And my reason is that after speaking actually with you, Tina, and you telling me about how Brad, well, you were telling the group room, but about Brad and all the games that he's hosted and all that kind of stuff. And then talking with Brad, him feeling like he was kind of making it sound like he was more of a novice than an expert in the games.
Yeah,
So that's kind of where I'm.
And I know I didn't get a chance to speak with you today, Melissa, and I'm sorry about that, but I did have a nice talk with Brad last night, and he was very open and honest with me. And the game format they use in QC Survivor is different than this.
I just don't know what this format is at all. So it's not me. You can do what you want, but whatever, I swear,
Yeah.
whatever, it's not me.
I'm honest to God, Melissa, I don't think it's Brad. I really
Okay.
don't.
I've casted my vote.
No,
Oh,
you
No,
no,
haven't
you
no,
voted
haven't.
yet.
no,
The
no.
vote's not voted
I'd
yet.
love for you to
We're not
change it, and you
voting.
can.
You
I'd love
can
for you to
still
Well,
change
change it.
it.
You can
We're
still
just
change it.
let's
we're
we're
just discussing.
discussing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna jump in. Um, I am thinking of somebody, and I honestly had no weird interactions with anybody up until like the challenge portion. Um, Caleb, unfortunately, like I know you and I we were rocking that comp together. I just
Yeah.
felt like I just felt like we weren't really like communicating as good as we should have to like really hone in on like what we felt the correct door was. Um, and for that reason, I'm gonna be saying your name. It's nothing personal, obviously. I would love to talk more if you do survive. So that's where my vote's going tonight, and those are my reasonings.
I will just say this. I know you might be disappointed about the door and stuff. However, though, that's only part of the challenge. That's nothing to do with the faithful or traitor thing or anything.
Absolutely, and I'm not
So I don't
saying
know what kind of
it's
reason
just
that is,
it's just
but
it's the only weird interaction I had with anybody today. That's
okay.
the only thing I have to go off of. I personally don't think Brad is a traitor, so I'm not going to be putting his name down. That's how personally I feel.
Thanks. I'm not.
Yeah, I really don't think Brad is a traitor either. I think he's
Silence, players. The time for talking has
Scared the
passed.
crap out of me.
It's now time for action. But first, if the player who holds the mystery power would like to activate it at this time, please unmute and let us know now. All right, they are not using it. Everyone, make sure you are muted. All right, I need you now all to write down the name of the player you think is a traitor that you want to banish from the game. Once you have done this, hold it up face with the name facing you, not facing the screen, facing you. Once everyone has their paper in the screen, and remember, your paper must remain in the screen. And the name should be facing you, not facing the screen. So make sure it's turned looking, the name is looking at your face right now. All right. Has everybody got their paper up? I think we do. Uh, Caleb does. Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right. We are going to start with Melissa. Melissa, please unmute, show us your vote, and explain why.
So, as I was saying earlier, I'm only voting for Brad based off the information that I gleaned from Tina yesterday when we were in the break rooms.
Okay, please mute. Adam.
I am voting for Caleb. I really didn't have anything to go on. So when I was talking earlier and Matt was saying that, there was a little bit of suspicious activity during the challenge, that's really all I had to go on. So that's why I'm voting for Caleb. I'm sorry, man.
All right, please mute. Matt.
So again, nothing personal behind my vote. It's literally the only thing I had to go off of tonight, and that's how I'm going to be taking it round by round, feeling it out. This is why I was hesitant on saying a name because I was afraid other people would jump on board and start voting that this person. So I am sorry, but I got to vote for Caleb.
Please mute. Jonathan.
So I did like the idea of that, I definitely want people who are here to play, and if people are missing bits, we all may miss bits. But also I just know Brandon from the last game that I played with him, and he was being very genuine, I think, yesterday. I want people here who are going to play, and it's round one, so I don't have much to come up with. This might seem like an odd choice, but there's just something, and I'm gonna play very blunt and very honest. There's just something in the back of my head that thinks that this person's charisma is going to make him a great trader. And there's just something in me that thinks it's Patrice.
Okay, Jonathan, thank you. Please mute. Caleb.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see my handwriting because I don't have paper, but I wrote it on like candy. I voted for Brad. I just haven't really had much conversation with you, and I know in breakout rooms when we've tried to talk and stuff, I haven't really talked much with you, and judging from what I've heard, I feel like there were kind of I know you mentioned about something you had, but I still don't know. I still feel like you could possibly be a traitor maybe, but yeah.
Okay, thank you. Please mute. And please, Caleb, next time do try and get paper and marker if you can beforehand, if you can, please. All right. Brad.
Yeah, Caleb, exactly what you said. I voted for you. Um, just observations and kind of how you're playing. And Tina said that the trader might be very quiet and hold back, and that made a lot of sense to me. So I voted for you.
Thank you, Brad. Please mute. Daniel.
I originally was gonna put someone else's
Actually,
name.
could everybody please put their papers down? Do not change your vote in any way. Patrice is coming on and I need him not to see the people. So the people who haven't voted, you can keep your thing up. Everybody who has already voted, put your votes down. So if you haven't voted, keep your vote on the screen with it facing you. Patrice, if you're there. Patrice. I wanted to say Patrice
Yes,
Royale.
I'm here.
Okay, Patrice. Could you please write down the name of the person that you would like to vote out and hold it up to you with the name facing you, and the vote cannot leave the screen. Okay. All right. Sorry, Daniel, we were on to you there. Everybody else that has already voted, if you want to hold up your paper, you can. Daniel, please reveal your vote and explain why. Oh, and Patrice, could you please mute until your turn?
So I originally had someone else's name after yesterday, but I think after the conversations of today, not just with this person, but with other people, I switched it, and I'm really sorry, Caleb. I did vote for you. I felt like we were talking in the beginning, but after I guess Phil took the traders, you did kind of get a little more quiet. So
All right, thank you. Please mute. Victoria.
Um, I voted for Matt because I thought Caleb's name coming out due to the challenge was a bit suspicious.
Okay, thank you. Please mute. Brandon is not here, unfortunately, so he cannot vote. Patrice, please unmute and reveal your vote.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I had to go with what I heard last night and tonight, and he's a great guy, and I was starting to really like him, but unfortunately, I'm voting for Brad today.
All right, everyone but Caleb, please mute and turn off your cameras. Caleb, I'm sorry to
Yeah.
say you have been banished from the group.
Oh,
Before you are completely set adrift and outcasted from the game, please say your
Mhm.
goodbyes and please reveal to the group whether you are in fact a traitor or simply one of the faithful.
I love every single one of you. I'm really glad I got into Phil's game. Thanks to Brandon for recommending me. I would love to do this again. If it's not Traders, it could be a mole or it could be any reality game ever that hasn't started yet. Just
Don't
never
worry,
know.
Caleb. You're getting invited. Don't worry.
Thank you. And also, unfortunately, I'm not the traitor, you guys. The traitor is still out there. I am a faithful.
Thank you, Caleb, and we will see you again sometime.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right.
Good luck,
Have a good
everybody.
faithful. The traitors have outsmarted you, and one of your own has been eliminated. It's time to regroup and reassess your strategy. Discuss among yourselves what went wrong and how you can move forward. The traitors are still undercover, and it's crucial for the faithful to unite and make a plan to take them down. You have a chance to regroup and come back stronger. Will you seize it? Let's open up the breakout rooms and let you guys chat again.